Pizza Tower. Deja vu? Yeah, so this isn't the first time I've talked about Pizza Tower. A few days after release, I made a 6-minute video about it, and ever since, I've grown to hate that video. Yes, it is the video that got 16k views. Yes, it is the video that got me to 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. But the video itself, it kind of sucked. I know a lot of people did enjoy it, but for me personally, looking back, I'm not a fan. I got a comical amount of stuff wrong. My footage looked like it was an IGN review. When I was talking about the music, not only was one of the songs I listed not in the game, but I accidentally used a fucking meme mashup called Pepperman a pissing tomato. Yeah, I don't like that video very much. So I've decided to take another look at Pizza Tower. Consider this my definitive review, because this time I'm a weensy bit more qualified to talk about it. Yeah, I got every P rank in Pizza Tower. I genuinely do not know how to start talking about Pizza Tower, okay? How about this? Pizza Tower is probably one of the best games that has come out in the platforming genre. There's genuinely very few games I can look at and say, yeah, this is a 10 out of 10, but this is one of them. Does that mean the game doesn't have flaws? No. Let's just start with the plot and see how the things align from there. Here we have Chef Pepino Spaghetti, an Italian man and owner of Pepino's Pizza. He's behind on his luck because he's got no money, nothing to pay rent, no friends, no bitches, nobody loves him. When out of nowhere, one of his pizzas turn evil.
Holy shit.
He gives Pepino the rundown on how he's gonna destroy his restaurant with a big ray of doom. Pepino will frankly not stand for this. He runs after him towards the elusive Pizza Tower. And along the way, his buddy Gustavo and probable enemy, Mr. Stick, get dragged along with them. The plot is very light, I understand, but it works for what they're going for. It's supposed to be a very early Cartoon Network inspired, like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Chowder, Ed, Edd n Eddy. The plot doesn't need to be anything special. Honestly, I think it would have hindered the game if it was more complex than Go Stop the Bad Pizza Man.
Hiya kids, it's me, Pepino Spaghetti. I'm coming by to give you a Pizza Tower fact. Did you know that a total of 4 people made this game? What the fuck?
Okay, so this is probably wrong, but from what I could find, only 4 people made this game. Okay, well, 3.5. There are technically 3 composers, but one of them only made the title screen music. I'm not trying to discredit them, by the way. The Pizza Deluxe Eve is incredible. But 3 people, excluding Post Elvis because he only made 1 song, made this game. 2 composers and 1 developer. Those 2 composers are known as Mr. Sauceman and Klasky Jitto. They made all of the music, which we'll get to know very well soon enough. And 1 developer, the main man himself, McPig. He literally made everything to my knowledge. IDK, it's probably wrong, let's just move on. First level, John got the tutorial. Okay, let's go over Pepino's moveset while we're here. Hey, editing me here. So I did go over like every move he has, like really fast. Yeah, real stutterfest, knowing me, obviously. So if you want a real picture of all of his moves, I would like you to go to Pizza Tower Wiki, then go to Gallery, and then go ah! And for a newbie, this leads Pepino to control like, as my friend put it, like a car. And at first, I will admit, it is very confusing. Hell, my first Pizza Tower video had somebody tell me my footage looked like IGN review. But a little after, it starts all to come together. As soon as you realize how to play him optimally, you will start to love it. Literally, look at any speedrun of this game. It's incredible. Just look at my footage of the game from then and now. He controls as tight and responsive as you're able to make him control. All of that is pretty poorly explained, honestly, in the tutorial. You'll figure it out better as you play. The only reason I'm even bringing up the tutorial is because it has a leitmotif from the Spider-Man pizza theme. Alright, now the time for the actual first stage. John Gutter. While we're along the way of stopping Pizza Face, I might as well rank every stage in the game. I briefly mentioned at the beginning of the video I got every P rank in the game. Well, the footage you're seeing now, and you'll be seeing for the rest of the video, is from those runs. John Gutter is a pretty basic first/tutorial stage. This will challenge you on the basics of everything you learned back in the tutorial. A super jump spot, multiple places where iron crates are placed where you have to dash at Mach 2 to break them, and pretty generous topping placements. Oh yeah, I didn't mention these. So Pepino is a Wario parody. One of his differences between Wario is instead of being a greedy capitalist pig, he's a broke, anxious, bumbling idiot. Pepino is broke at like all times and collecting toppings, which are $10 each, and you need that money to unlock a boss door. More on that later. Back to Jonathan Gutter. Oh no, John! We broke him. I probably don't have to tell you this if you have any knowledge of this game, but this is pizza time. The way how Pizza Tower levels operate is you don't actually reach like a flagpole or anything. No, you reach John, who I assume is a low bearing support beam, smash him up, which leads to the place collapsing and you having to escape back to the beginning. These parts of the levels are always the most fun parts of the game. That fucking pizza time music starts blaring, you have to run like holy hell to get out. Something I didn't mention in my original video is if that time runs out, Pizza will wake up and start chasing you. If he touches you, it's an instant game over. I really like how even if you run out of time, you still have a chance to win. I like it. Tier lists and top 10s are boring. We're using my own ranking system. I'm ranking every stage from 0 to 9 pizza coins. And John Gutter gets a solid 5. It's a tutorial. What do you want? Pizzascape, being a pretty obvious RuneScape reference, is honestly a really good level trademark. This brings in something I've neglected to mention yet, being the level exclusive gimmicks. Since this is a Wario Land inspired game, Pepino has his own unique transformations, and in this level specifically, he can transform into Night Pepino. They aren't necessarily up or down grades, more like side grades. He can no longer dash or do basically anything in his regular moveset, but he can now double jump and slide off ramps, which also having the ability to destroy rats. I also have this ability. Too bad I can't show it on camera. Something I don't like about this level though is this one part here where you have to jump over a pizza priest twice. Once to get the topping, and then once to get back to get the eyeball. Now you might be saying, oh wait Gaddy, what are those things? Now let me explain. The pizza priest will clear Pepino of any ability he has acquired, and the eyeballs are a central mechanic. Basically there are 3 of these hidden areas in each stage, and all they do is give you a lot of things to grab to increase your point score. They aren't required if you're not a completionist though, so don't worry. They are required however if you want the coveted P rank. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Besides that one annoying part with the Pizza Priest, Pizzascape is a great first actual level. 7 out of 9 pizza points. No, pizza coins. Why did I write coins? Fuck. Indian cheese blows chunks. It's not that this level is terrible per se. Trust me, there is much worse. It's just that it commits the worst crime out of any pizza tower level. It's forgettable. Like, genuinely, I forgot it existed. I don't really know how to describe why it's forgettable, but I will try my best. Every pizza tower level has its own unique theme to it, that being sewers, a freezer, tropical beach, outer space, desert, a lot of diversity. And then there's ancient cheese. Honestly, what does it do to stand out? Its music is forgettable, its aesthetics or whatever. Couple that with it being piss easy, and yeah, it's pretty clear why I feel this way. I'm sorry, but I'm giving this level 2 pizza coins. Bloodsource Dungeon is one of my personal favorites. It's just so fun to get a P rank here. Okay, I've pushed it off a little bit. Let's talk about this. So Pizza Tower has a ranking system indicative of Sound of Adventure 2. Each rank is determined on how you performed on that stage, mainly based on how many points you got. Like a low amount of points will get you a C or D rank, but higher point scores will get you a B or A rank. But it doesn't end there. See, if you get all the eyeballs, all the toppings, and the unique treasure within the stage, you will get an S rank. But it doesn't end there. If you do all of that and keep a combo going throughout the entire level, you will get the coveted perfect rank. A worthy challenge for perfectionists like me. And Bloodcross Dungeon, it's one of my favorites to get a P rank in. Not too challenging, but not too hard. Love it. Bloodsource Dungeon, everything I love about the P ranks. That feeling of I know what I have to do, but now I just have to do it. Getting a P rank on this stage is like better than any climax you'll ever have. 8 out of 9 pizza coins. And that covers all the levels for floor 1. Now it's levels of the boss. As I mentioned earlier, all the toppings you've been collecting give you money, so you can rent a boss door for Mr. Stick. He's a sleazy little fellow who will not stop at nothing to rob Pepino of all his monies. Ready for the first boss? Oh shit, they made that Twitter guy into a boss. Pepperman is an extremely simple but also fun boss. I mean, he is the first one, what can you expect, honestly? But what they deliver, it's still pretty good. He has shoulder bashes, ground pound, bounces all over the place. My favorite part is his final stage where you have to craft a flattering statue of him so he'll stop to admire it. His second phase is more the same, but they just up the ante a little bit by making him a bit faster. Oh, to be an egocentric first boss of a 2D pixel art platforming game. Anyways, now that Pepperman's been diced, we can move on to the next floor. Overall, got 22 pizza coins, not bad. Very nice. On to floor 2. I was originally going to give Oregano Desert 2 to 3 pizza coins, and honestly, I have no idea why I was thinking. Oregano Desert is so much better than that, especially the music. Okay, so I was going to try to save me talking about the music for later in the video, but oh my god, I just can't. Mr. Sauceman and Klasky Jitto did a tremendous job on this soundtrack. Instead of listing every song I like right now, I'm going to save me talking about them for when I actually get to the levels in question. But Oregano Desert's theme is one of my favorites out of all of them. Every time I think about this theme, it makes me feel like my mouth's on fire and I'm running around frantically. That does not sound as pleasing as I wanted it to. That's because of this level's exclusive gimmick, which there's 2 of. The cows are pretty basic. Pretty much all they do is just kick Pepino and stun him for a little bit. Fire mouth ability, gained from one of these Mexican stereotypes. We'll throw a hot wing at Pepino, which will catch in his mouth and set it on fire from the spiciness. This lets him do a mid-air dash and grants a taller jump, but he also loses every other ability he had. Yet again, these are more side grades opposed to upgrades. I gave this level a few pizza coins at first because of this one pissing room with the cows. So there are these pizza marts scattered throughout the level. These are where the toppings are. And there's one inside the UFO, and this specific one can kiss my ass. If you get hit by one of these cows, you get wombo comboed back to the beginning of the area, essentially meaning you're going to lose your combo. For a casual run to the stage, this probably doesn't matter, but if you're going through a P rank, it can go to hell. But despite that, Oregano Desert gets 6 pizza coins. Fun Farm is a tricky one for me. On one hand, the level design and gimmick are really good, but on the other hand, the aesthetics and music kind of blow. I don't throw shade on Pizza Tower often, but this looks like a Mario Maker level. In this music, this is probably the only Pizza Tower song I dislike. Like, when I'm playing Pizza Tower, I don't want to hear Animal Crossing music. Like, every other song in the game is such a banger, but this one feels like it belongs to a game about filing your taxes or something. The weirdest part is, as soon as you enter the barn, like, this starts playing. Where the hell is this earlier? I would give Fun Farm this though. Its level layout is very fun to speedrun opposed to not looking the brightest. Also, its gimmick is funny.
Hiya kids, Pepino Spaghetti back with another Pizza Tower fact. Did you know Mort is banned from the 36 US states?
Yeah, so Mort the Chicken from the PS1 game Mort the Chicken is the main gimmick of the level. He grants you a double jump and his beak attack can grab onto these little hooks here. Even if I don't enjoy Mort as a power-up as much as others, I think it works in this level because of the sheer amount of absurdity. It's f***ing Mort the Chicken from PS1. And also his appearance inspired about 12 billion pieces of fan art, so that gives Fun Farm an extra pizza point by itself. Despite my conflicting opinions, Fun Farm gets a solid 4 out of 9 pizza coins. Waste Yard's theme is awesome. Listen to it. For no particular reason, remember that theme for later. I'm a pretty big fan of Waste Yard. This level also has 2 gimmicks attached to it, the dead bodies and the ghost Pepino. The dead bodies are pretty simple. Basically, they just slide forward automatically, you can jump off of them, cool. But ghost Pepino is pretty cool. He can move around freely and even go through grades, but he's pretty slow, even with the max speed from the ghost peppers. This really makes me wonder how long this game must have taken to animate, with all these different transformations. Okay, it's time for me to gush about the animation. Even though this game is pixel art, it somehow still managed to stand out despite that. I think that's because of its Cartoon Network-esque kind of art style, and the amount of animation, it's frankly unnecessarily good. Like, I have a question for you. What happens if you run into a wall in a platforming game? In Mario, nothing happens. Sonic, nothing happens. Rayman, nothing happens. When a character in a 2D platformer runs into a wall, typically, it just stops all animation. Now, with all that in mind, what happens in Pizza Tower when Pepino runs into a wall? Did you guess he has 4 specific different animations for that? He has an animation for running into a wall at Mach 2, animation for running into a wall at Mach 3 or 4, an animation when grabbing and running to a wall, and an animation for slamming to the ceiling, which is just a 90-degree wall, so it counts. All of that animation for something people would have barely noticed if it wasn't there. And almost everything has this as well, like it's falling. He has an animation for just falling off a wall regularly, an animation for falling a long distance, an animation for falling a really fucking far distance. Pizza Tower is one of the most expressive and charming games I have ever played. Oh yeah, we're talking about Waste Yard, 7 out of 9 pizza coins. Fast Food Saloon is one of my favorite stages so far. I'm not sure if you noticed, but a lot of these recent stages have been introducing 2 gimmicks at once. One more prominent gimmick and another lesser one. For example, this level has the button. All these things do is you press them and it gives you a timer to reach a door in time, like yippee. And the sausage horses. They let you go very fast, but jumping off them means you get bucked off. Almost every level from floor 2 onwards introduces 2 gimmicks per level, with a prominent one and a smaller one. Hey, editing me here, just wanted to point something out I noticed while I was editing. The big gimmicks of the level and the smaller gimmicks of the level are actually separated by if it appears on the TV or not. So Ghost Pepino does, but the dead bodies don't. The sausage does, but the buttons don't. The amount of charm poured into this just random thing that's just up there is so cool. He has a little animation for if you're at pizza time, little animation for like if you're like holding a bomb or like, you know, riding the sausage or in a barrel or something like that. It's just so charming. I love it. All right, back to me. This does a great deal helping the levels remain fresh at all times, which at the same time almost hinders the game. Keyword almost. Since every level is completely unique with different music, aesthetics, and gimmicks, Pizza Tower could have easily been twice or 3 times as long if Pig wanted it to, but I think it was for the best that he didn't, honestly. It gives the game such a sense of wonder, like, ooh, what's the next level going to be like? Instead of just, yep, we're in the grassland, the next level is going to be grassy. Even here in the desert-themed floor, we still had Fun Farm, which was completely disconnected from that central theme. Sorry about that tangent, back to the actual level. The level's layout and main gimmicks are just very strong here, especially that f***ing music, holy shit. Nine out of 9 pizza coins. This is outstanding. Boss 2, Vigilante.
Hi kids, it's me, Pepino Spaghetti. I have another Pizza Tower fun fact for you. Did you know that the Make a Pig created the Vigilante character for a Mega Man 8 deathmatch? He did this because he grew tired of drawing Pepino, so he opted to draw a cheese slimer hat instead. That's not even a joke, that's just a fun fact I thought was cool.
It seems McPig was clearly going through an experimental phase of making this boss. Yeah, Pepino has a gun. Instead of having to actually physically attack the Vigilante, you opt to just shmup. You can either rapid fire or charge it doesn't really matter. Very fun boss in my opinion. I don't really think there's a single boss in this game I dislike, so if I say a boss is the worst in the game, it's still fun. This is the worst boss in the game. I was kind of stuck between this one and the Floor 3 boss that we're not on yet, but I think this one is just slightly less. Anyways, after a Kirby-esque QuickTime event, we can move on to the 3rd floor. 26 pizza coins, a little bit better than floor 1. Alright, baby, floor 3. First up, we have Cresco. Cove is a very conflicting level for me. On one hand, it's a lot of fun to zoom through these tight corridors while perfecting my movement, but on the other hand, this level's gimmick kind of blows. You see, this level's main gimmick is the barrel. Hold RT and let the game play itself for a little bit. It just feels like one of those Auto Mario levels from Mario Maker 2. Like, this looks cool, but I'm just holding a button. I'm actually a bigger fan of the level's smaller gimmick, being this cannon goblin guy. He shoots cannonballs and makes shit explode. Pretty basic, but I also like it. Also, this level's music. Absolute jam. Floor 3 might have some of my favorite themes in the game. Very conflicting, but I still think it's alright. 5 out of 9 pizza coins. Everybody wanna be a superstar. Gnome Forest can suck my dick. So this level actually introduces an entirely new playable character for us to meet. Meet Gustavo and Brick. Yeah, those 2 characters I've been fighting in the lobbies, yeah, you can play as them now. He even has an entirely new moveset. But Pepino is a Wario parody, so by extension, Gustavo is a Mario parody. This all makes sense, and even down to his controls, it works. The problem is, Gnome Forest level design sucks. Like, actually, it's horrible. It feels like they were just experimenting on how to use Gustavo and Brick without actually, like, knowing how to use it. It just feels wrong in this level. Like seriously, if you need to put a mushroom every 5 inches just for him to be able to platform, and there might be something wrong with your character. Seriously, though, look at I know how to hit the jump button! It might just be the level, and Gustavo and Brick work perfectly fine, but I'm sorry, Gnome Forest sucks. It would also have been really cool if lap 2 had you play as Pepino the whole time instead of just switching back awkwardly. Some of my favorite lap 2s in the game are the ones that change it up from the second lap. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this yet. Another requirement I didn't mention of getting a perfect rank or an S rank is lap 2. Essentially, you go where John was destroyed and do it all again. These are a lot of fun when done well. This is the only level in the game I can look at and go, I don't like this. Even Ancient Cheese was fine, it was just boring. 1 pizza coin. I need something to wash my mouth out. Let's go to deep dish. Okay, I can't start talking about deep dish now without talking this funky ass level theme. That's like definitely a top 5 for me. God damn, is that groovy. I'm also a pretty big fan of the stage's main mechanic. These rockets will propel you forward through the air with the ability to go up or down. And also you can just jump off them to get a big boost of speed. These are essentially like the sausage horses back from Fast Food Saloon. but of the sky. Now, the rockets do get reused in a few stages later on, so I guess you could say the main mechanic is actually the green bubble thingamabobs. Yeah, I don't like these very much. I just feel like their potential is very limited. I mean, like, you can't do much else besides go in, get up, get out. The aesthetics, the level design, everything's amazing. 8 out of 9 pizza coins. This summer, get ready to golf. You're dead meat. Fuck you. Go to hell. Okay, unpopular opinion, but I actually really like this level. This is one of the first levels in a while that doesn't have 2 gimmicks attached, instead of just having one overarching one. This is Primo, enemy of the court. Y'all ready for some golf?
Hold on, don't swing.
Wait, you guys can talk?
Yeah, we've all been able to talk. You just haven't been listening. You've heard their screams, Pepino. You've heard it all.
Alright. Well, do you have a name?
Yeah, it's... Now you might be thinking, why would I want to play a slow-paced and frankly quite boring sport in an action platformer focused on speed? And I see where you're coming from, but in all due respect, you're dead wrong. There's a few different gameplay styles you can use in golf. Running into the grease ball at Mach 3 or Mach 4 will send it flying. Grabbing the grease ball lets you control where to hit it with the downside of less distance. After hitting a room's grease ball for the first time, a guy in the bottom left holds a sign telling you how many strokes you've taken. Another sign in the bottom right of the screen tells you how many strokes is the maximum allowed to get the one, the only, Primo bird. Hot dog is rewarded to you for barely going over par. Nachos are gifted for going decently high over par. And you get absolutely nothing if you go way too far over par. The leveling gimmicks include the portals that are also seen in Deep Dish 9, the grease balls mentioned previously. There's also the Big Cheese and Goblin bot, both putting Pepino in ball form. The level-specific enemies include golf demons, which peacefully read until disturbed by Pepino, and the burger golfers, which hit the grease ball without increasing your stroke counter. You're probably getting tired of hearing me talk, so thank you so much for having me on, Gaz. It was a pleasure to be here and talk about...
Yeah, that's enough out of you.
Great
Okie dokie, boss time.
Hi kids, I have a double fact for you. Did you know that there's actually a scrapped multiplayer mode for Pizza Tower where you get to play as the Noise? And did you know what the Noise is based off of? You see, back in the 90s, there was this one shooter who broke into a Domino's hand.
Really like how the Noise wears the fact that he's a playable character at one point on his sleeve. Mainly the amount of attacks he has, instead of typical hit him until he switches up what he's doing, the kind of thing that all the bosses have been doing leading up to this point. The Noise's attackers are completely random which one he'll do. He got either pogo stick, fly, balloon. Another thing I love is how clear it is that Pepino and the Noise have an obvious personal hatred for one another. And like how when you deliver the final blow, instead of them just getting knocked back and starting the next phase, they just do a dust cloud brawl. They even incorporate wife bad humor into this one. Anyways, after a case of domestic abuse, we can move on to floor 4. 21 pizza coins overall. Unfortunately, even though this one did have one of my favorite stages, floor 3 has been ranked the worst overall. Welcome to the slums, kiddos. Refrigerator, freezerator isn't the first one you'll probably come across, but it's the first one I'm talking about because I want to. I initially didn't like refrigerator, freezerator, but it's grown on me. One of the reasons I didn't like it is because of the stupid snowmen. They are essentially like the Fork Knights, but instead of screaming in terror as Pepino charges at them, they don't react at all. Now, that's not a problem within itself. The problem is they're inconsistent as hell hitbox. And there's this one pit near the beginning of the level where the snowman is placed next to it, and I swear to God, I don't have footage of it anymore because I deleted it to save space, and I just kept the P rank, but oh my God, it knocked me into pits so many times. It would either knock me in or let me pass perfectly fine, and no matter what I did, it would just seem random. Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. Getting knocked into a pit during a casual run isn't actually the end of the world though, because I don't know how I haven't mentioned this up to this point, but Pepino can't die. Since this is heavily inspired by Wario Land, they took the aspects of Pepino not having a health bar or a life system. The only times he actually does have a health bar is when he's fighting a boss. Even getting hit into a pit, which is usually death in a regular platformer, just sends you back a little bit. The one punishment to receiving damage though is your combo meter gets sent down, and if you're going for a P rank, this is more than punishment enough. This stage would probably get something like a 4 or 5 coins if it wasn't for the end. Just before pizza time actually happens, you get a sampling of Satan's Choice. With this power-up, it essentially lets you screw attack from Metroid. All of those ice blocks you saw throughout the stage, you can now break those. It also comes accompanied with one of the most kick-ass themes in the entire game. Too bad it's played for like a minute until pizza time starts playing. Yeah, that's great. Even the second lap is different. You get some free milk, and now you have to play through the entire stage again, but this time without Satan's choice. This is one of my favorite stages to double back in. 7 out of 9 pizza coins. Awesome, Freezer. So I was kind of worried I wasn't going to like the Pig City because of the second level, Gustavo and Brick show up. They show up to bail Pepino out of jail because he was caught selling crack or something. And have my opinions changed on Gustavo and Brick since Gnome Forest? Yes, extremely so. If I had to guess why Gnome Forest was the way it was, I'm guessing McPig was kind of just still experimenting how to use Gustavo and a brick in a level and just said, fuck it, and just put springs everywhere. Because the Pig City just feels right for them. I didn't exactly go over Gustavo and Brick earlier and how they separate themselves from Pepino, so let's do that now. He has a double jump that can transfer into a ground pound. He doesn't have a grab, so instead of grabbing, he actually does this big spinning punch thing. He can't slide, instead he just does the worm, and you couldn't kick the rat. It's shocking the amount of effort the Pizza Tower developers put into a character that's legitimately used twice. Where is our Plague of Shadows-esque Gustavo and Brick DLC? Actually, while we're at it, give us DLC akin to Spectre of Torment when you get to play as The Noise. The Noise is jam-packed, radical, downloadable content. Or something. I don't believe this when I'm giving the Pig City 9 out of 9 pizza coins. Glad that Gustavo and Brick had a redemption arc. Also, I was gonna remark upon how the music in Pig City is really good, but honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of doing that. Look, honestly, just go buy the soundtrack. You know you want to. I honestly don't have much to say about this one, folks. Like, it's good, the music's good, aesthetic's good, gimmick is fun, but so many other levels are also share that quality and do it better. I like the stage, but Floor 4 has been so phenomenal thus far, I can't help but feel like it's kind of just worse in comparison. Still, like the level, just not as much as everything else in this floor. And yes, still a good level, just, you know, this level's full of them. 5 coins. Hey, editing me here. I not only spent 30 seconds talking about this stage, not only that, I literally didn't even talk about why I liked it. I just defended me saying I didn't like it as much as other stages. God, I am such a great YouTuber. So Peppybot Factory has this little gimmick of the pizza Pepino. Basically, you get squashed by one of these crushers here, and you get turned into a pizza, I guess. Honestly, pizza Pepino is one of my favorite gimmicks in the game. It's just so fun to just fly through the air and just destroy anything that comes in your path without care. It's great, I love it. I give it like 5 pizza coins. Not too special, but it's still nice. There's no way they'll be swearing in this game. Oh shit. On my first playthrough, I did not enjoy Oh Shit very much at all. I thought the ninja pizzas were annoying. I didn't think the level's gimmick was very fun at all. I thought it smelled bad. But after going through the P rank, yeah, this stage is awesome. Love this one. So the main gimmick of the level, Cheese Pepino. An obvious parody of Zombie Wario that comes with this effect of this basically being a downgrade opposed to a side or upgrade. You move incredibly slowly and your jump is completely neutered. But after thinking about the gimmick of this Cheese Pepino, it actually isn't that bad. It isn't to use the power-up in an effective way to clear obstacles. The gimmick is to rid it as fast as possible. Literally, every time you're done rolling through with Cheese Ball Pepino, there's always a pizza priest nearby, making Cheese Pepino more of a side effect of becoming the wrecking ball that is Cheese Ball Pepino. Dear God, I hope that made sense. Also, you can just like parry the Teenage Mutant Ninja Pizzas. Fun fact, this is the only stage that's impossible to do with the Lap 3 mod. Or at least it was. Yeah, the script kind of got written before, you know, they updated it and everything. Lap 3 is essentially, hey, what if we made a third lap after the second one and summon Pizza Face instantly? So the entire time, you're getting chased by Pizza Face. Honestly, it is the best 1-minute adrenaline rush you will ever have. I would very much recommend it. Go find it on Game Bana. It even uses the unused heat meter television screen, which is pretty cool. 7 out of 9 pizza coins. Alright, time to do the boss. Pepino, where the hell are you going? Yeah, so scattered throughout the hub, you can find these little secret areas. What did they do? Nothing. They're just cool. Like this area with what I can assume is scrap transformation with for Clown Pepino. These do nothing, but they're cool nonetheless. This game is just full of small little touches like that. Like how depending on the stage, Gustavo waving to the exit will change. Like how in Fast Food Saloon, he's drunk, or in how Refrigerator, Freezerator, he's frozen solid and kind of just drops from the ceiling. The game is just full of that. It's kind of junk. I love that. Okay, now it's actually boss time. Hey there, me. Sorry to cut you off, but I would like to say that if you haven't played Pizza Tower yet, you should definitely go do that before finishing this video. You should go do that now if I haven't managed to convince you to give it a try yet. Because from here on out, I want you to experience this game fresh. And if you're still sticking around, you either already played the game or don't care. Alright, now back to me. This is probably the most creative and weird boss out of all of them. Fake Pepino is a bit of a quirky one, if you will. Weird background imagery, this uncanny remix of Pizza Time, everything comes together to give this guy a sense of unease. All of his attacks are just parodies of what Pepino can do. He can grab, he can jump, he can do the Mach 3 run, he can do super jumps, he can even super taunt. His boss doesn't even end in the conventional way either. Instead of dishing out the final blow, you don't actually beat him, you escape him. This is an incredibly fun and creative boss, and definitely will not give anybody nightmares. Floor 4 gets our highest total of 48 pizza coins. The worst stage on the floor is still, like, pretty good, just the worst of the best. I love the pizzas that are just everywhere that start out as helpful tutorials, then just dissolve into madness. I forgot my medication today. Today's gonna suck. Kiss my ass.
Hi, it's me, Pepino. Did you know, if you hurt Pepino 10 times, you can go to hell?
Alright, let's finish this off with the last 3 stages. Yes, the staff only has 3 for some reason, but you'll see why in a minute. Pizza Scarrick sucks. So for the most part, this level is completely fine. Some might even say good. But the problem is this second fucking room. When you enter, going through it the first time, I have no issue with it. It's a pretty fun ramp, super jump spot, it's fine. But on the way back, if you fail to either jump over the ramp, kill one of the ghosts, or you fall into this pit, which is very easy to do because there's a kicker you need to get Jerome so you can get the treasure, you have to restart the entire stage. And this is right before the end. Now, I don't have footage of this happening to me because I only saved the footage of my P ranks, but dear God, this must have happened like 7 to 8 times. This wouldn't even be that big of an issue if it wasn't directly at the end of the stage. This level, 3 pizza coins. The only reason it's not lower is because everything before that part is like, alright. And there are definitely less good stages. I want to reiterate something real quick. In the grand scheme of things, the stage is still pretty good, but compared to every other level, it sucks. One of the least good, if you will. I was not expecting to like Don't Make a Sound as much as I did. You see here, Sonny, this level is a Five Nights at Freddy's parody. And a platformer. Since this level is a FNAF parody, you get chased by animatronics and spookies. Which isn't a big deal, but if one of them catch you, it completely removes your combo meter. Now, I've said a few times before that doing something will remove your combo meter or make it disappear. That isn't exactly true. It'll just make it to where going on through that run, you can't get it back, but it doesn't completely abolish it. Getting caught by an animatronic does. With that in mind, I should hate this stage, but I don't. It's actually surprisingly easy to avoid getting jump scared. And other than that, it's just a really good stage with great aesthetics, and probably one of my favorite Pizza Time segments. Yeah, they give Pepino a shotgun. The only thing holding the stage back is I'm pretty sure it's one of the most forgettable pieces of Pizza Tower music. Like, I literally just played the level the way I'm scripting this and I can't even recall it.
7.
Pizza coin. Isn't it, everybody? The final level in the Pizza Tower. War. Throughout the entirety of Pizza Tower, every level has had a specific pizza aesthetic to go with it. Something as if you go to a pizza store in real life and find them using set aesthetics, such as space, pirates, medieval knights, and so on. But War, on the other hand, completely ditches all pizza theming. Something I have neglected to mention up to this point, Chef Pepino is a war vet.
Hey guys. So I was planning on making this video. I just thought I would get a front of the controversy before it started. Address everything. I'm very sorry for my actions. Pepino isn't actually a war veteran. McPig said that when he was drunk.
How I take this level is that the tower is trying to weaponize Pepino's trauma against him. It's metal as hell. This level, I have the honor of saying, is the best level in Pizza Tower. Everything is done just beautifully here. Mwah, shifty kissy. The aesthetics, the gameplay, the fucking music. Holy shit, the fucking music. They even use marching as a beat for the track. You don't get more metal than this. Another thing that makes War specifically so special is that it doesn't even have a pizza time segment. The entire level is pizza time. You see, you have to destroy these detonators to get more time, and if you don't, instead of Pizza Face coming to chase you, it just immediately gives you a time's up, which is insane. It even has a thing I like of the lap 2 being different. Since there's no pizza time segment, you have 2 minutes to replay the entire stage. This time with the added benefit of not having a gun. I could replay this stage for hours, it's that good. I am giving this stage the honor of 10 out of 9 pizza coins. I cannot get over how much I love this level. An incredibly fitting conclusion, if I do say so myself. After Pepino's one last act of capitalism, we can finally, after all of that time, fight Pizza Face. Hey, no one move! I love how Pepino doesn't even scream in terror anymore. He's just completely done with everybody's shit. The boss is honestly pretty underwhelming. He just kind of throws procedurally more difficult bad guys at you. It's nothing too special. You have to throw him back at him. Alright, now that he's defeated, we can go back to who the fuck is you? Okay, now Pepino's terrified. Ooh, free gun! This goofy little rapscallion is Pizza Head. Yeah, it turns out Pizza Face was just a robot he was piloting. Now it's time for an incredibly goofy movie, boss. He throws the TV at you that's been in the top right this entire time. He shoots himself in the face with a Tommy gun. He pulls up the entirety of Pizzascape. Yeah, I actually haven't seen anybody mention this online yet. He tries to lift the sword out of the stone and can't do it, so he just lifts up the entire level, throwing Fortnites everywhere. That's hilarious. He even throws Brick at you, that monster. And accompanying him is the goofiest boss theme you'll hear in any video game. Okay, now he's actually dead. God damn it. Okay, that was pretty cool. So now we have a boss rush to go through. Instead of it being a traditional sense of just refighting them straight up, Pepino is fucking at it and pummels the life out of them. Also, this final theme has leitmotifs, my favorite. This is so cool. It's like a look how far we've come moment. Alright, time to finish him off. Actually, while we're here, before we finish this off once and for all, let's listen to that Phase 2 boss theme again. You know, fun fact, that voice you hear in the song actually comes from a song from the 1920s. And here it is. Hey, I'm having to sing the song because YouTube copyright is biting my ass. Listen to me, honey dear. Something's wrong with you, I fear. It's getting harder to please you every year. I don't want to make you blue. But you need talking to. Do you want to hear something crazy? So when I first made my first Pizza Tower video,
video. That video got me to 1,000 subscribers. I kind of mentioned that earlier. And ever since then, my life has been accelerating at a rapid rate. I can now make money from this silly little hobby I started over a year ago now. I got a driver's license. I can now consent in 34 out of the 50 US states. They should really change that. So eventually, I did get to the final boss of Pizza Tower for my first playthrough. And I was listening to that second boss theme on YouTube, and one of the top comments was the original song that they got the samples from. After you get what you want, you don't want it. After I got what I wanted, I didn't want it. If that isn't the greatest case of symbolism ever, then I don't know what is. Alright, I think I'm ready to finish this.
Damn, John, they got you fucked up. Yeah, this is the reason there was only 3 stages earlier in Floor 5. The actual finale. The crumbling tower of pizza. Bringing back every gimmick you've used up to this point into one victory lap throughout the entirety of the Pizza Tower. The gun, the animatronic pizza man, the Mr. Pinches, the cannon goblin, everything is here. You even get to save the bosses you defeated earlier from dying. We also bring, dear God, why are we bringing that thing with us? What's that disgusting, disturbing creature? It's next to fake Pepino.
Now put that thing back where it came from, or so help me!
And just where the game begins, it ends. Everybody escapes the tower and goes home. Except for one of them. Yeah, so John is actually, like, dead now. That is, unless... Yeah, if you got every treasure in the game up to this point, you get to resurrect him. And even for funsies, he bashed his pizza head one last time. And credits roll. I don't think I've ever been able to dictate my game of the year this early on, but something would have to knock my socks clean off if it's beating this. I don't even see Breath of the Wild 2 dethroning this. If this video hasn't convinced you enough to go play Pizza Tower, then I don't know what will. And with that, I bid you all farewell. Pepino, I'm sorry. Yeah, you'll actually get a Metroid-esque ranking at the end of your playthrough. Since I'm a good noodle, I got the WoW rank, and I spent 70 hours in this game. I also went back to start a new save file just so I can get the You're Quick as Hell rank. Finally, I'm accomplished. Okay, time to get back to work in the Origami King video. Please subscribe. I spent so much time on this video, my throat really hurts. Bye. The video isn't over, is it? Much like an Undertale video will be incomplete without mentioning Deltarune, I could not in good faith end this video without at least bringing up Sugary Spire. If we never get our Gustavo and Brick DLC, then I'm taking this as our official sequel. This is Pizzelle. Look familiar? Yeah, so I made a Deltarune comparison a few seconds ago, and they are a lot more similar than you'd think. In this fan game, after the events of Pizza Tower, during the escape sequence, the noise didn't make it out, and then got amnesia. So he then starts over and opens up a candy shop. I don't know how he came to the name of Pizzelle, but just work with me here. That is until one day, the Sugary Spire appears, and it takes all of the candy in the land. Obviously, a candy shop with no candy is bad for business, so he sets out on his trusty scooter to find what's up. Like with Deltarune, it's the same character from the first, but weirdly different at the same time. And dude, this game, it's good as fuck. It's still in demo, so I can't really talk about the entire thing yet, but from what we've seen so far, great things are to come. Pizzelle isn't just a one-to-one clone of Pepino, he's got just slightly enough different things to make his experience of playing as him feel different. And completely weird. His grab doesn't have any gravity to it, meaning it just goes in a straight line. Very similar to the demo builds of Pizza Tower. Hitting the grab button again will cause him to roll and flop out. He can't dash out of a grab, instead jumping out of it will cause him to do a weird flip thing that's kind of similar. He can't really slide anymore, he just does this weird flop thing and gives up. Because of those things, it makes building momentum a bit more of a challenge. You can't just dash from a standstill anymore, you actually need to go and build momentum. His super jump can't be cancelled into a dash, but in exchange he can use it in the air and to break metal boxes. It even uses the pizza crusher, which for some reason he held onto. Because he has a scooter instead of just pure Italian rage, he can't go straight up walls, instead he has a traditional wall jump. With all of this in play, it gives Sugary Spire a lot more of a puzzly kind of approach to it, which is actually something the early demos of Pizza Tower did. That doesn't mean you can't just go fast, obviously you still can do that, but not to the extremes of Pizza Tower. The levels go for a lot more of a pop kind of candy vibe, if you will. I mean, obviously, but bear with me, this video is 50 minutes long, please. Instead of Pizza Tower's more warm kind of background, it's got more of a cold, more full kind of color schemes. Also, the levels themselves are just really good at that themselves. I mean, in all honesty, the levels look so good, you could call them eye candy. I'm being purposely brief here about this game just because I want to make a full video about this game when it actually releases, because right now we just have a demo, and much like Deltarune, the game is fully free. So what are you standing around for? Go play it now.
What do I owe you? Nothing. It's for free. Free?
Okay, that is it. I'm done with Pizza Tower. For now. I'll see you all again with whatever crackpot video is my next one. And I would very much appreciate if you did sugary subscribe. Okay, I'll shut up now. Bye.